I think there is not better example of a country who lives from water than Egypt. The Egyptian population lives because one river, only one river, feed the needs of all the Egyptian population.
Like Egypt, I think, is a design paradise because you have everything, your history of culture, but then you also have like a huge wealth of crafts. We also have a huge product wealth that we're not using, basically. So we have so many things we can develop and materials and processes that we haven't even begun looking into. Basically, you can't, like if you're a designer here, you have no excuse not to have an idea.
Sometimes from Europe, we see simple acts for us in other countries are very important. So it means use a new material in Italy or in Holland or in France can be a standard procedure. Here is absolutely innovative.
Using the algae as a material to realize some products at the end of the day, this is a very new technique. It will widen the mindset and thinking of all the designers here in Egypt.
We create a lot of expectations. And that is very important to don't lose these expectations. We need to understand that a design workshop here have a different meaning than the design workshop in Arlo or in Milano. You can change life here. The people are really very concerned about what is really happening. And it's not a theoretical activity like in many other countries.
In our clusters, almost like 75% of our members are females, young females. So we are trying to empower them, not just from the design perspective, but from the business perspective. We want to not just having them as designers, but entrepreneurs at the same time.
Jump the Mediterranean and instead to make this trial or this test in Germany or in Sweden, go into the south of Mediterranean, have a powerful, very, very powerful meaning, much more than the final objects. And when I talk about the final objects, they are symbols, they are not objects. The symbol of the case is possible to break this sea and go further this collaboration.
If I'm going to talk about the water culture and how we can embed design in it, I have to say two things. Unfortunately, we don't have this culture here in Egypt. Yes, we have some initiatives, but it's not widespread. And I think Luma Atelier can have a say about it and like a lead if they can have it here to bring the knowledge, to bring the ideas, to bring the talent, and use the design talent from the designers here in Egypt.
I kind of felt like in Europe, you have your systems and you have designers, you have, it's working, it's fine. But here it's just starting, you know?
There is always solutions, different solutions and different approach to the same problem who are very far away what we have in Europe. The worst mistake that we can have is try to use our solutions without adapt to the reality. This is the typical colonialist design that we arrive and we do this. And it doesn't work. Simply speaking, it doesn't work. Doesn't work, doesn't match with the mentality, the people will not do it. There is a social way to do the things. This action, you can analyze in two ways. You can analyze in the quantity of product we develop, or in the kind of awareness we create. What we need to understand is how much awareness we create. We give hope, we create contacts, we had governmental meetings, and everybody was talking about environment to how the algae can be used for substitute plastics. That is much more important to analyze than if the plastic product is nice or not.
I think the design is a good tool to realize such topics, because if you can just say it, it's more scientific, complicated, and sophisticated things. Design can make it simpler. When you say like this cup is made from algae, okay, and then you can take it and talk about the story behind what you have done with this cup. It's totally different. So when you see something by your eye, an object, and you say the story, that will be more influential to the people than just speaking it in conferences and events and so on.
This designer was the first time they were working with the consent to use a material who don't destroy the environment. Not bad.